Hey, good evening, everybody.
Hey, David.
Hi, David.
Evening.
Do you know if Anne or Robert are going to be on?
Anne is unavailable, but Robert did not indicate that he would not be present.
You suggest we give him about a minute, or should we just continue?
Your call. If you want to just go through the perfunctory meeting stuff first, maybe he'll join by then, and we can even get through the minutes and see if he's joined us. So, oh, there he is.
So. Sorry, my agenda closed. Let me see.
Hello.
Good evening, Robert.
Hi, Robert.
Hi there.
Hey,
Hi,
Robert.
Bob. We still don't get to see your face, huh?
I know it. It is. I'm attempting to. I started a new computer today, but without camera. So my next stop is Costco tomorrow to buy a camera to hook on the top of this thing. Other than that,
Got
it. So I'm still using my tablet.
I see.
I'm sorry.
Not a problem.
It's probably better that my face doesn't show anyway.
Right.
So who said right?
Yeah, that was David.
Ken said
David.
that.
Yeah.
Okay.
Spencer, how you doing?
Hey, David. Good to see you. Good to see everyone.
Likewise, man. Happy you could join us.
Yeah. Happy to be here.
All right. I'll go ahead and call the Advisory Redistricting Commission meeting of October 6, 2021 to order. Let me get this meeting will be conducted pursuant to the Government Code section 54953E, which allows the city to hold meetings via teleconference during a proclaimed state of emergency when state or local officials have imposed or recommended measures to promote social distancing. This meeting will be held via teleconference, and commissioners and the public will participate via teleconference. And those locations are not listed on the agenda, but are not accessible to the public. The public is encouraged to listen to the Advisory Commission meeting live on Woodland TV, channel 20, and also by going on the City of Woodland's website. All right. Anna, would you mind calling for roll call?
Yes, thank you. Bernardi?
Here.
East, we know is absent. Kimball?
Here.
Moreno?
Present.
Enos?
Here.
Thank you.
Okay. That leads us to item C for public comment. Madam Clerk, do we have any public comment?
No emails, no one raising their hand, no public comment.
Okay, thank you. All right, we'll move on to item D for minutes. Assuming that everybody had a chance to review the minutes, may I have a motion to approve the minutes for last week's meeting?
I move we approve the minutes.
Thank you.
I second.
Thank you. First by Mary and second by Peggy. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Aye. All right. None opposed? That leads us to our next point in the agenda for item E, outreach process and public input.
David, just before we go on, I don't mean to be a stickler, but just so you're aware, for these remote meetings, we do have to do votes by roll call.
Yeah.
Oh.
So I think it's fine. We all know that you voted yes. We've got it, and Anna will reflect that. But it's one of the rules for remote meetings that they made. So just so you're aware.
Thank you for that reminder. I'll keep that in
Yeah,
mind.
no problem.
So we're good for this one, or can just to be sure, can Anna, would you mind doing the formality, please?
Sure, yes. So vote on the minutes. Bernardi? Aye. Kimball?
Aye.
Moreno?
Aye.
Simas?
Aye.
Thank you.
Now we'll move on to item E for outreach and public input. I think is that you, Spencer?
I think so. Ken, is this me?
Yes, I
All
think so.
Awesome.
All right. Sorry, I was muted there. Actually, Spencer, if we can hold you off for a minute, because you're the more exciting part of this agenda section. You'll want to make them eat some vegetables here first. So first topic I wanted to walk the commission through was the public hearing, which, as you hopefully know, is set for next Tuesday evening. So that'll be the first hearing launching you guys into the public or the more public phase of the process. And the way we're envisioning it, right, it'll be conducted just like a normal public meeting. David, as chair, will preside over the meeting. And then we'll have an agenda topic where we'll provide at a staff level, if you're comfortable, an overview of the process that we're required to go through, a little bit of background on where this process came from and why we're doing it. We'll also share the public input schedule, the overall schedule, including all the way to council adoption. So we'll provide that for the public and provide a little bit of background around how those workshops will be conducted, the format based on the input we've received so far, acknowledging we still need to refine that with you guys. And then close the presentation with Danny providing an overview of the mapping tool. So I think we had talked last week about having Danny do that just with the commission. But we thought, let's go ahead and just have Danny do that for the public as well as part of this hearing. So that's kind of our thought for the main sort of meat of the public hearing next week. Just wanted to see if the commission is comfortable with that as an agenda. And Ethan will probably provide the majority of that presentation for us, particularly the legal requirement side. So any feedback, comments, thoughts, suggestions are welcome.
Oh, I think it's a great plan. I really do. I would love to get some participation by anybody else out there. I mean, not that the five of us are sticks in the mud or anything, but I tried the other day at the League of Women Voters meeting that I attended. And I didn't get anything. I didn't get any positive stuff, but I did tell them about it.
Not even applause at the end of the presentation?
Not even applause.
They didn't throw tomatoes though, so that's good.
No, but I had a hell of a time finding Jack Slavin Park.
Yeah.
I could see it. But it's one of these things you can see, but how are you going to get there? Is a question. Anyway, now I'm now in tune with Jack Slavin Park. I can do it. I could get there now. I think. We're not sure about it.
What all districts in the city are like. That's good.
Oh yeah.
I was wondering, we got some information on the mapping and it was like completely unuseful to me because I don't know how to use it and it was all just in Excel spreadsheet format. So you don't know where these block places are and it doesn't make any sense. So my feeling is we would get a lot more public participation once we get to that phase of things where you actually have a map that you can,
Manipulate.
manipulate it. And so, is that going to be on a city website at some point? And if so, how does that correlate with your agenda for the meeting next Tuesday?
Absolutely, it will be a link on the website for residents to be able to use that tool. I can't speak to exactly how the tool works because I haven't been trained on it and haven't even spent time on the link. Anna, maybe if you have, if you're able to get access to more than just spreadsheets, which sounds horrible to me, but yeah, so hopefully right next week we'd have Danny be able to demonstrate, how the tool works, how one can manipulate and draw boundaries in different locations. And not simply look at Excel spreadsheets and try to interpolate them. But
Yeah.
So Anna, do you know if how that tool currently, because it's actually up on the website right now, right, as a resource?
So I'm trying to remember the email that I sent everybody. I think it had two links, right, Peggy? One was for the mapping tool, and then the other one was from SACOG, some of the census data. Is that what you're referring to as the Excel spreadsheets?
Yeah, there was a lot of data. It looked like census data, based on, how many people lived in each block, but, or block group, whatever it is. But it was kind of meaningless for me. Maybe I missed something on the, what was sent, but
No, you didn't miss anything. Danny sent that to me before he went on vacation and said, hey, if you want to send this out to everybody so they can kind of play around with it. And if not, then I'll demonstrate it when I get back. So what we do have on our website is the mapping tool, but I don't have the other link on there with all of the Excel spreadsheet information because I think that would be overwhelming for anybody clicking on that link. So for now, the tool is there and we'll find out on.
Yeah, I guess to follow up with Peggy's point, I think that on the agenda next week or somehow we should say kind of when some of those things are going to be available to be able to look at and on the website. Even if we could give some kind of a estimated date, that seems like that would be helpful. I mean, I see next week's meeting is really just, it's a requirement. We got to get through it. We got to have the first meeting. But what I hope is that our goal should be to really focus, at least in the short term, on trying to get more people to the workshops. I don't think we're going to, that a public meeting by Zoom is going to elicit a whole bunch of excitement. Sorry, Bob. With the first one, I feel like it's a requirement we got to get through, but it would be helpful, I do think, to have some of those kind of key dates to shoot, obviously the dates of the future workshops, but even some of these other things, like when can we, if we can, estimate when some of these things are going to be available on the website?
They are, Mary. They're on there right now.
Okay. I haven't had a chance to look at it, and I'm just saying if we can highlight that during one of the agenda items next week, I think that would be helpful. Where they can find things, all that good stuff.
Anna, can you give me the link because I couldn't find on the city website? I couldn't find it.
I mean, I think we talked about this last week. Like, it's a little hard to figure out where stuff is.
Jay, can I share?
At least it was. Maybe it's changed, but I haven't looked.
Go ahead. Yes. Jay?
Yes, ma'am.
Just go ahead and hit yes.
Okay, I'm sorry. Go ahead and hit yes. You can share. That's fine.
Okay, I'll just show you really quickly. I did a couple changes based on what you had suggested. So when you go to the home page, if you go to boards and commissions, and you click on Advisory Redistricting Commission.
Okay.
Which has now been added to the list of commissions.
Right. It will
And at the
take
top, we'll note. So,
Starts with A. Yay.
right there.
Okay, that's great.
And then what I did is when Danny sent out the link to the mapping tool, I went ahead and added it here.
Okay.
And what I also, and what is not included in this page, and I told Ken that we need to add this as another option, is for people to draw, because here we have the web-based mapping tool and we also have the workshops, but what we don't have is a paper map that people can just click on and open and print, and submit. So that needs to be on there, but I don't have a map from Danny. And then what I also provided were the public workshops so that the people wouldn't have to click on the schedule page to find out when the public workshops are. They could just,
Great. Yeah.
So
yeah, we'll provide it.
this
we'll
is
provide
awesome, and it would be great if we could do exactly what you just did on the agenda next week as a part of, because I think we need to kind of lead people through where these things are.
right.
Sure. Yeah, for the 1 or 2 people that show up next week, we'll talk about
Well, I know, but
it'll be
it's
good.
worth
Yeah.
doing. It's just
And
worth doing it.
We'll add a little bit of narrative underneath the public workshops that talks about what the format and intention of those are, so people know,
Yeah.
right, more than just, hey, there'll be a workshop, show up. So, yeah. And then also back to the comment you guys requested us to look into last week about on the homepage, having something up at the top, landing page. Is there a way to call attention to this process? So Spencer's looked into with IT how we can highlight that. Best, easiest, more likely approach. What we're going to do is just below this bar here. I think Spencer, maybe between the quick links and the little tool circles there, will provide an advisory redistricting sort of box or icon and graphic that will probably be very similar to what Spencer's going to walk you through here in a little bit.
Okay.
So it'll be, very prominent on the webpage, how folks can access all this.
Perfect.
I saw Spencer's shared with us a direct link. I'm happy that y'all were able to adjust the website to have like just 2 clicks for us to find that, but also the direct link was copied here on the chat. Sorry, Peggy, I didn't mean to interrupt you. Did you have your hand raised?
I just had a follow-up question for Ken on the agenda for next week. So will Ethan be going through sort of the substance of what is redistricting and what is a community of interest and the priorities of where you draw the lines based on population and the order of that?
Absolutely. Yep.
Okay.
Yep.
Great.
Yeah, we'll try to make it as least obscure as possible and as tangible and approachable for them.
Approachable,
yeah.
Great.
And we've got some good examples from across the state on these very presentations at the public hearing that we'll use as a guide. So,
Cool.
any other thoughts about this public hearing? And Mary's right? It's just a requirement we need to get through. We'll hold it. It's likely not to elicit, significant attendance, but that being said, we're going to record it. It'll be added to the webpage as a resource in the future. So it will be important part of your process and resource for the public.
Okay, cool.
Anna, can you pull up the schedule real quick? Just wanted to give you one update that the December 1st date that we had chosen, unfortunately, does conflict with a planning commission hearing.
Okay.
So we are in a conflict of Zoom webinars, and we can't hold 2 Zoom webinars concurrently, nor would it really be the best thing to do for the public. So wanted to check with a group to see if December 1st instead of the 2nd would be a possibility. I think is a Wednesday.
Sorry, say that again. December.
December 1st, as opposed to the 2nd.
I would be fine with that. I'm wondering if we would want to have 2 Wednesdays in December, and changing Wednesday, December 15th to the 16th or the 14th, just so we don't have this, all Wednesdays in case people have conflicts.
On that evening, yeah.
Yeah, I'm also fine with Wednesday the 1st. But I think that's a good point. If we could do the 16th or another day that week, so that it's not a Wednesday in December. Hopefully Pioneer, I know it says TBD, so I know you're probably still checking on that.
Actually, we got confirmation that Pioneer High School is a go.
Oh, okay.
So contingent on the 16th being okay, we can possibly change that. Is that okay? I mean, we were approved for the 15th for Pioneer, right? Not Spring Lake?
Right, Pioneers.
Correct.
Okay. I'm with everybody. I think, switching that up to a Thursday. Either or, I mean, we covered every day here, and I think that's good. Whatever is easiest, if we get it approved, let's go for that.
So if we contact the district and December, was that 16th is unavailable, do we keep the 15th?
Yeah.
I think that's
Okay.
fine.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
And that early December one is virtual anyway, so.
Right.
Okay.
Yeah, it's our goal to get all of this pinned down as much as possible by that public hearing next week, so we can walk through a process and agenda that's locked in and there's no uncertainty around it. So.
And also, I don't know if anybody else noticed, it was brought to my attention that the dates January forward still say 2021. So I changed those earlier. It doesn't look like it went through, so I'll make sure and change those.
Okay.
Thank you, Anna.
Well, and I think, Fire Station 3, at some point, are you going to add on any of these, I suppose? Are you going to add the addresses?
Yes.
Yeah. Fire Station 3 doesn't mean a whole lot to me.
Yeah.
So anyway, the others, I know exactly where that is, but it would be nice to have addresses.
Pancake breakfast location.
There we go.
I go to Plainfield for pancake breakfast.
Oh, okay.
Rural areas, a little different county.
Okay, well, I think that was it on schedule.
Sweet.
Good.
Spencer, I'll give you the floor now. And so I've asked Spencer to spend a little bit of time taking the feedback. Hey, there's Ann.
Yay.
That we got from you guys last week on different taglines, we'll call them, less than a brand for the public process really that we're going through right now. So Spencer took some of that feedback, asked him to narrow it down to sort of 3 options, run it past you guys. You had the homework assignment as well, though, to give some more thought to some of those taglines that we outlined last week. So we welcome your input on those. I asked him to run with the 5 districts, 1 community option. So I'll have Spencer kind of walk you through that, get your feedback. Our goal would be to, again, have all of this settled. So by the time we launch past the public hearing next week, we're heading into workshop mode. We can use all of this for branding, marketing, public input, solicitation. So, Spencer, welcome.
Yeah. Hey, thanks for having me, everyone. Excited to work on this. Threw together a very simple PowerPoint with 3 slides. So hang out right there. And the vision, of course, for this is to, have some consistency in our branding once we start putting stuff out. So they're pretty similar. I'm going to run through them really quickly, just sort of drink in what you like about each one or not. pretty similar. These both have the voice theme, and that's what it looks like with community. That was Ken's direction from your last meeting. Looking for a little bit of patriotism. We got a star involved here. If anyone has any strong feelings while you're thinking about that, this is where Ken stole my thunder, but we're gonna stick a easy to find link on the homepage there. So we eliminate 2 steps, and you're not saying, well, government, then boards and commissions. You just say, hey, go to the homepage, look for the big link, and that link would be one of these 3 things. So I'll go through them again slowly. Here's the first one. Here's the second one, same thing with a smaller star. And the third one is very similar, but with community instead of voice. So happy to hear any and all input. Also, if none of these are awesome, that's fine. We'll do something else, but happy to help here. So
I like the one that's up now. I like the community concept.
Yeah, I think I like community best also.
Right.
But the star for me, yes, it's patriotic, but it feels very like police department-y or something. So
prefer,
I like the star.
one?
This feels better to me, and just trying to be inclusive and kind of thinking about, everybody that might see that star and what that might feel to them. I just was in court today because my significant other was attacked a couple of months ago, and not everybody has really great feelings about that. So I just trying to think about what that symbol can mean. Yes, it can mean
Spencer, how about the
a lot of things.
how about the city of Woodland, the oak tree that's on the wherever?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just the oak tree. That's a good point, Bob.
Yeah.
I will. I can come back with something very similar to the one that's up now with community and a tree. Is that of interest to the committee?
Yeah, it is to me. Yeah.
Are we
I
talking
like
about in the middle, or are we talking about where the star is currently, the between Woodland and California? I think my input is that attraction to the website, this is easier on the eyes and doesn't seem that much. I feel like it'll flow, right? Like the other ones aren't as graphic. They're just kind of words.
Sorry, what are you talking about, David? You're confusing me because this looks like all words to me. So I guess I don't.
That's what I'm asking. Like if the oak tree, are we thinking about putting it right in the middle where this star is? You can't see my mouse, but where the star is currently, or are we thinking about larger proportion where the first option was the first
I'd recommend it in the background, similar to the star, the slightly off blue. We should remember that people are probably going to see this pretty small on their screens or their printout, so they might not even catch the tree, but it might be nice to throw it in there. So I'd recommend it sort of a tone on the back.
That's true. It is going to be smaller. I trust your judgment. Peggy?
Yeah, I have a couple of comments. I like voice better than community simply because it fits better in the space. And it also kind of expresses a little bit that we want people to speak up and talk to us about this. So I like, I like 5 districts, 1 voice. I like the layout on this one better than the larger star. And I would want to ask Spencer, what were you thinking about with the color choice?
Can be flexible on the color choice. Went with blues and whites. This is, I'll be honest, Ken and I are of the same mind that navy blue kind of communicates a government-y kind of official feel, but very open to suggestions.
My feeling, I'll let y'all know I'm a strong Democrat, but aside from that, I feel like the colors blue and red are somewhat politicized and we're nonpartisan of this.
Yeah, good point.
That's a good point. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
If you can come back to us with the traditional green, the woodland green and some hints of red. I feel like that's more.
Yeah, we could do green for sure.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I would just for me, I think we got to go green, no red. That's just a aesthetic opinion.
Yeah. Green and red.
Yeah.
Christmas.
There you go.
A little bit.
Does
another option
the
is
City of Woodland have like a brand guide? Is that something you're working on, Spencer? With a new logo?
We don't yet have one.
Okay.
yeah
Okay.
immersed in an effort to come up with one and cool new logo and seal. So
yeah.
the other option is just to go away from the normal City of Woodland colors as well and call it apart a little bit separately with a coral. I've seen some of these other districts or cities have done oranges or corals that tend to be a softer, more welcoming, and not our standard. Everything's the City Woodland green and red.
So, golden, yellow, and green.
Yeah, we could play with a couple different color
Play with
options.
some colors. Yeah, go for it, Spencer. Just really get wild, but not too wild.
Yeah.
Won't go
tie-dye. Yeah.
So just so I'm clear, I heard a couple supporters of voice, a couple of community. Would love to knock out that part tonight before we start doing fun stuff like colors and trees.
Yeah. I don't know if I said this, but a concern I feel is because we're talking about bringing people with communities of interest. There's different communities, so I feel like voice might fit more on that. There's multiple communities in this city, right? So I feel like voice is more fitting. I open it to the members up here.
I kind of agree with you on that because communities of interest is part of the legal standard, and it is a little bit ambiguous. We're not using it in that way with this slogan.
Yeah,
it's a little confusing.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I'm fine with going voice. I guess for me, the concern that I had is maybe similar to what you're referring to with community. Is to me, the City of Woodland, all of the districts, we don't have one voice. We have a lot of different voices. So I don't know, one is a little weird for me. But because, we're trying to say that we have a lot of voices and that's what makes us Woodland. So that's why I was going with community, but I think we're probably wordsmithing it a little bit too much. So I'm good.
No, I totally agree with you, Mary. I think, it actually suggests when you think about it is like, it's almost like an order. You will arrive at one voice. And that's what we want, instead of celebrating different voices.
We have these differences. We want to ensure that they're recognized. And if we say one voice, then it's kind of like all of the other voices are outnumbered, and there's just the majority, which is yes, we're a democracy, and that's what happens. But I feel like it does kind of have that feeling a little bit. So that's why I went with community. But
Are we stuck with just voice or community, or were there any other thoughts?
Not stuck on anything. It was just kind of the direction of the drafts at this point.
Was the Davis example, did they say one Davis, if I remember?
It wasn't Davis, I don't think. There was another one that was like 5 districts, it was somewhere down south. I can't remember. One
city.
5
districts, one city.
Yeah. It was that first one we were looking at that had the really nice 1-page, like easy fillable PDF questions.
That was Burlingame.
Yes.
Yeah.
I
think it was them. There was like 5 districts, 1 Burlingame.
That's what it was. 5 districts, 1 Burlingame.
5 districts, 1 Woodland.
Yeah.
5 districts, many voices.
If you go with 5 districts, 1 Woodland, do you not get back into there are many voices in Woodland? Yeah. And if we say 1 Woodland, then again implies that only 1 group or 1 community.
Maybe we shouldn't use 1 at all. Maybe that's part of the challenge there, is that this 1 thing feels a little bit.
Well, I think, the whole thing with splitting a city up into districts that hasn't really been split up before is a little counter to our feeling that, I live in Woodland. I don't live in Spring Lake, and the town is small enough.
Yes.
You feel like it. And people do move from one neighborhood to another. We're not all set in one neighborhood for generations so much. So
here's a look at what you just mentioned.
Oh, yeah.
Refresh your memory.
Oh, yeah.
And they use the city boundary in the background.
City boundaries, which is kind of cool too, quite honestly.
I don't think it's visually appealing.
It's a little funky Burlingame. That is
ours is pretty funky too. Yeah, we did a couple versions with it.
Keeps changing all those annexations.
Yeah.
I see one of the examples I sent you was Long Beach, and they have your community, your voice.
Maybe that was one of the ones I was thinking. Yeah, see, to me there you don't have the numbers, which is kind of what I was.
I did put a lot of things on the sheet that we sent out. But I don't think that was shared with anybody. I had Map Our Future, your district, your city, Align with Woodland, Home by 5, Woodland by 5. I don't know. It was all intended to generate ideas on your parts.
Interest too. Something easy for people to remember is the other one. Like, oh, that's the redistricting. That's the other piece of this I think is important is who's our audience and what do we want them to do? We want them to get engaged. And so if the tagline, so to speak, is a little interesting, like, what's that? That makes me question and look into it a bit. I think
somebody has We Draw the Lines.
Yeah, we talked about that last week. It was the state, it's the states, I guess.
Yeah, I think so.
Because I've seen it on billboards and such. And we kind of talked about how we weren't thrilled with the line thing. It's the state's tagline. That's good. But
yeah, Peggy, read that first one again that you suggested.
Okay. Map Our Future, or Mapping Our Future, your district, your city, your place in Woodland, Align with Woodland, Map Your Place in Woodland, Home by 5, Woodland by 5, Draw Your District, Borderline Woodland. Really, I was just brainstorming.
Yeah, brainstorming.
Yeah, that's good. I was gravitating towards your district, your city. We could even do your community, your voice.
There you go.
Yeah.
I feel like, that's close to one that was said before that I liked.
Yeah.
Then you could actually put instead of the tree, you could put like a 5 in the background. So you get this concept there, 5 districts or something.
Yeah, I like that because that draws on the voice, which people, I like the voice part too. I just didn't like the one voice.
Yeah, the one voice is a challenge.
And then the community to me was just something that we all, again, because it's part of the mandate, that's what we're supposed to be identifying. So I like that piece too. Wow, Ken and Peggy.
Do you want to let me share my screen, or is that not permitted with the list?
Yeah, Jay, can you help give access to Peggy to share screen?
Access is there, Peggy, on your screen. There'll be a button near the bottom that says share screen.
Okay, got it.
I'm drawn to the rhythm of the you're something.
I know. I agree.
Yeah. And I like getting voice in there as well in a less there's one of it way. So I'll add my support to that kind of general direction.
And I'd lean towards community rather than city because that speaks to we are asking them to define their community of interest as well as it speaks to the citywide community. So it can be interpreted kind of two ways.
You're thinking your community, your city?
No, your community, your voice.
Your voice.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, and some people would still say town, right?
Right.
Right.
City, depending on your era.
Yeah.
This is the town. This is the town of Woodland.
Or if you came from a big city.
Right, exactly. Like this is a town. So yeah, I'm feeling a lot of strength around personally connection to your voice, your community.
Which one first?
Oh yeah, that's a good point. I could go either way. Maybe it may be something graphic too, like that Spencer could show us both, right? Because sometimes the way that it looks when we read it, it pops differently, or he can use some other graphics like we talked about in different ways.
Yeah, or horizontal rather than.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah, happy to do that.
Let's see. Stop share. I'm done with that now. Okay.
Thank you for doing that, Peggy. Because I didn't do any homework on that. I thought about it, but that was about it.
A week flies by. And thank you so much for writing those drafts right there.
Yeah, happy to. While I, have the august audience here with the committee, what, when would you like to see these again? What's the?
Oh, that's true, because we have next Wednesday.
Yeah, we have a meeting on Tuesday. Do we want to try to circulate something virtually before then? Do it then? What's best for everybody?
How long does it take you to produce the materials once we make that decision?
I'll have drafts sometime tomorrow, definitely end of the week, to send around of various options.
Maybe if we can commit to, if you can get some out tomorrow by end of day, and then we could look at them Friday or something.
I think that's a good one.
Okay, just by emails, okay?
Yeah.
All these options.
Okay, yeah. Don't give us too many.
Yeah, I know. Maybe 3 or 4.
I will have a.
Ethan Walsh and me will advise you, though, don't reply all. Just send your feedback to Spencer.
Okay.
Got it. Yeah.
I want to violate Brown Act.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And in fact, I think.
Sorry, go ahead.
It might be a good idea for us to sort of agree now that we're delegating it to Spencer, who will take our input. And then have it done.
Yeah.
And I'll call out like the 3 things I'd like input on, because they'll all be slightly different. I'll say something like color, order of the words, tree or no tree or something, for example. So I'd love if, just organize our feedback in that way. It would be most helpful.
Thank you.
Yeah, of course.
Thanks. Okay.
Do you get one last piece of input here while he's drafting these? Do we feel necessary, now that we've landed on your community, your voice, or vice versa, that we need to have Woodland, California on there?
Yeah, I think we should.
Okay.
Like the second option, or I think all of them did at the bottom. If it's fitting, like you said, it's small space. Don't want it to be too cluttered.
Doesn't have to be big, that's for sure.
Right. Yeah, I think it helps ground people that it is a local issue. It's not a broader issue that we're looking for feedback on. So it might help, again, drive more engagement. So.
Yeah. And once we land on like the basic tenets, there'll be a couple of versions, right? They'll be sized for various social media platforms, and a more simple and a more complex. So
and that's a good point. I think we talked about this, I can't remember when, but help having a package, that you develop to send it to us so that we can put on our own social media. We can put it out on Nextdoor, those other kinds of things.
Yeah, absolutely. Completely agree. Great idea. We'll send out the files, also direct links to what the city posts, right? So you can just hit share if that's easier.
Yeah.
Be a good background for us too. How you guys have the
Yeah, there you go.
150.
All right, all right.
Oh,
That'll be fun.
yeah. We need our backgrounds. Please
Yeah.
make the background, Spencer.
Tired of the blur.
T-shirts you have to wear until you come up with a map.
Because Ken's changed his from the 150 that we had the last
Oh,
couple.
he's got like 12. It's
Yeah, I'm sure he
like
does.
always.
I'm
See
really
this-
jealous.
Yeah.
I need somebody to make some for me. I guess I just need to ask. Haven't done it yet.
Yeah, happy to share anything that inspired you, Mary.
Yeah, those are cool.
Okay, I think that was the last topic for this evening. Anna, Ethan, anything else we were wanting to share, talk through?
Not for me.
Okay, so our marching orders are to look at Spencer's email at some point, that it comes out tomorrow, and do it Friday, hopefully. And then you'll probably send us a final or something or if something's really close, we might get another version or something.
Yep, bingo. Just keep an eye on your email.
Okay.
Very good.
Spencer, I'm liking the colors of Ken's background for the logo, the sunflower colors.
Yeah.
Sunset colors.
Yeah.
It's very woodland too, because we have
It is.
great
Yeah.
sunsets here and no sunflowers.
Goes with the mural you guys have on Main Street now.
Yeah, very nice.
Yeah, you can't turn a corner in Woodland without seeing a sunflower anymore. So.
Mm-hmm.
Good. Any other thoughts, requests from the commission?
I'm good. Anybody else?
No, thank you all for all of your work. This is really great.
It's very helpful to be able to look at things, talk about it.
Thank you. I do want to say, I think I need to resend the doodle poll though. Not everybody has replied to the dates you're available for the workshop, but now we're changing some of those dates. So I'll be sending out a new one.
Okay.
Yeah, I probably didn't look at my Woodland email, sorry. So many emails that come into my regular account.
If you wouldn't mind resending that way we can look at the new dates on it.
Yeah.
Great.
I'll revise the dates and send it out again.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Mary, would you like us to send that also to your Center for Land-Based Learning email, or?
Oh, God. It's
Text
just,
you every
I guess the
time we
hard
do-
thing for me is to remember to go to that email, right?
Yeah, no, you haven't built that muscle yet.
Not yet.
Yeah.
I will. I'll get there. So even reminders that some of that stuff is coming out and that I need to go and look is helpful.
Yeah.
Text you a link too, right?
Yeah, that's true. I just need to get better at it.
Get you. We'll get you.
I'm not there yet.
Need more time.
You don't want to mix this email with your own email.
Right.
Yeah.
Your
It's
work.
not home. It's my work email.
You don't want to mix it. You don't want to mix it. I can.
Yeah, I do. I can't. I just
Well, then if
need to go to two different places to look at email. I know that.
I understand that, but Mary, if the city gets a Public Records Act request.
Oh
for
yeah, no,
all
I know.
business, Then they get into your work email. You know, it's not good.
I've had it before with Planning Commission and Yola Flood Control. I use my work email for all of that. I've used it for all of that for 20 years. So
Okay.
I know the score and I know what I could get into. If they really want to look at this.
Have your IT person forward the email from your Woodland to your Center for Land-Based Learning. There you go.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. Yeah.
You can set up an automatic rule. So.
Yeah, it's a good point. I can have them do that.
I would move to adjourn.
Second.
Else?
Do we need a
Roll call on the adjournment.
yeah? Ethan, do we?
Do we need a? You're muted, Ethan.
Yeah, I think we're okay on the adjournment.
We're aye. We're all aye.
All right.
Okay, thanks everyone.
Thank you.
Bye.
Thank you.
Good night.
Good night.
Good night. I'll try to have a camera next time.